Hello everybody, today we are going to create NFT Move module for Aptos blockchain. This tutorial covers stages from writing a module, deploying it on DevNet and testing. Before we start, you already have Node, NPM, code editor or IDE and Aptos CLI. So firstly we are going to move TOM file and see that we import local dependencies like Aptos framework or Aptos token. It's important because we will use their modules for create our own. Also we have here address. This module will be under this address. And here we have first difference between Solidity and Move. In Solidity we just pay for deploy and our smart contract sail oceans in Ethereum blockchain. It's independent. In Move, each Move module or smart contract is deployed under account. For example, we just check now how many modules I already have under this account. Just copy this address and paste it on Aptos Explorer. Modules. So I have only one module. And Aptos Explorer is analog of Etherscan just for Aptos and works faster than Etherscan. So also we have here package name and we can deploy two modules by one package name. Next we go to our module. Here we have some import statements. First we import signer. We use it for authentication. Strings for convenient writing string, which later will be converted by compiler in bytes. The vector is used for our whitelist and configs. Aptos coins for withdraw funds from account which mint our NFTs. And by module account we create signer capabilities and create resource account. And finally Aptos token. We use it like basement for our module, like token standard. For example, in Solidity is year K, year C 721 or year C 1155. Errors. Further we have 7 errors. Each error has unique number. If we have some errors, crypto wallet will show it like a text. Invalid signer, amount, year sale not started, sold out, and update number. Structs. Then we see structs. The first struct we have about collection information. You can pause and see what flags we have here. It will be stored under resource account, such as a second struct, where we have source address such as deployer of module and resource capability, which allow our module to mutate our resources under resource account. And here we have first function named init module. This function will be called automatically just after module deployed. So it's important to keep name wrote like this. Here we have a lot of variables which define our collection, such as royalties, base URI, mint price, etc. I will draw your attention to variables named token mutate setting and collection mutate setting. They are vectors with both values. As I said, we use token standard from Aptos, so we can check for what we created this vector. So we search for method create collection in token standard. So create collection. We see this function create collection and parameter mutate setting. Then we find where we use it. And we see that create collection mutability config function. Create mutability config, and if we look for collection mutability config. We have here 3 fields, and we can control if these fields are mutable. So next we have function create whitelist, and this is the second time we use vectors. Because vector is one of available types of array we can use in Move. Also we have here 3 lines of code to check if signer is owner of module, because this function were created for administrative purposes. On 88 line we use module signer to take address of signer of transaction. On next line we use native move API to call resource data to check address of owner. In parameter we put address of collection. And on third line we finally check addresses, and if address is not equal, transaction reverts. On last line we append whitelist from parameter to existed whitelist we have in resource account. The next function is owner mint script, and it's almost copy of mint script which below, except of taking money. So I better describe public mint script. Public mint script. Firstly, we use borrow global function to take collection again, collection info, to check if mint paused and if collection sold out. Then we use for loop because we have multi-mint. We take already minted number of tokens on this line, make properties, I will describe about them later, and also create token name. Then, as we have iterators, we mutate token name by using mod modifier and add number to token name. Such as things we do also for base URI, because every token has its own URI. Then we call function create token script from token module to create config. Then we take create ID to make it possible to mint. Here, token data ID. Then we put true to opt in direct transfer to transfer token. The receiver must open direct transfer in his account to receive this NFT, because it not will work without this. And finally we mint to exact user NFT here. And these actions we do while our condition works. This condition. Then we take mint price from our resource account and also check if user contains in whitelist, and if so, mint price is lower. Then we multiply to amount, and this is the sum we want to withdraw from client account. So we transfer Aptos coin from client to our owner address money. Update URI. Next function update URI is also complicated to understand as mint script, but I will try to make it clear. In Aptos blockchain we have limits of gas using. Max cost for transaction is 2.4 Aptos coins, and if we want to update all tokens URI, it costs more than 2.4 Aptos coin. So we do update by clusters. Token URI for Solidity and Move differs. In Solidity we have just function which called by MetaMask or OpenSea. In Move, every token is created in blockchain with its config, where located its unique URI. So we need to update each token, not just collection URI. So firstly we check if signer is owner here, Then we update collection URI, so new tokens will be minted already with new URI, and then we check which number and update more variable is here. I will describe how this works on example. Our collection supply is 10,000 and we have already minted 5,102 tokens. We firstly call this function with arguments number which equal to 1,500 and update more variable equals 0. So first transaction update tokens from 1 to 2,500. Next transaction we call with arguments number is 5,000 and update more variable equals 0. That means we update token from 2,501 to 5,000. Next transaction we call with arguments 5,000 and update more equals 1. That means we update tokens from 5,001 to 5,102. And finally we identify our tokens by its name here. Search its IDs by method create token IDs and mutate them with new URI. The next function is burn. Next function burn, and it's time to remember about token properties. By default you can't burn tokens, you need to add property to them. So we go above in owner min script. Owner min script and look on line 112 and 113. We define property here and then add its in create token script. Property keys, property types, property keys, property types, and also add property values. If it's bool type, then 0 is false and 1 is true. So we create a vector with inner vector with value 1, and it's the way we add burn capability to owner. Only for users who have tokens minted by owner. So return to burn again. We create token name to identifier which token we want to burn and then burn it. Note that in this function we burn bench of tokens by parameter from and to. Next function is pause mint. We again check if user is owner and then take collection data by move API by move call to blockchain and mutate it with new value. It's important to understand how we update collection, how we update tokens. With this understanding, move programming become much easier. I hope this video will help you because I spent a lot of hours to understand it. Like pause function, resume function works either except of bool value. Last public function we have is update collection. Is bench update of flags such as royalties and mint price, and if value is higher 0 we update it. Last function is number to string. We need to do it because we can't add unassigned integers to string like in Solidity or GS. We need to convert it into bytes. Test. So time to test this NFT module. Firstly we go to our folder, then we call Aptos Move compile, and then we call Aptos Move publish. Yes. And we have here transaction hash. We search for them in Aptos Explorer, go to events, and we look for this account. This is our resource account. We have stored our resources, our source address, owner, and our information about collection like base URI, paused, mint price, total supply, and empty whitelist. Then I'm going to use Vercel app. I will choose Ponton wallet and Goblins is our module, and let's mint some tokens. We passed here our resource account address. I hope it is the same. Yes. And number of tokens I want to mint. For example, 2. Call this script my password and see that it costs yes, we minted 2 NFTs and we can see them here, Goober Goblin 1 and Goober Goblin 2. And address of our resource account. And then let's burn our tokens. We need to put 1 from token 1 and second parameter 2. Third parameter is property version. Is just 0. I don't understand why second image is not downloaded. Okay, so let's burn them. Burn. Yes. And it's supposed to be empty. Yeah, you haven't NFTs yet. So now let's create whitelist with one address. So we put vector here and put address of our resource account here. Then we call it just for test like other user, and we have error because I'm not owner of this module, because this is a second account. Third account call. The address is equal my bad. So one more time I will copy second address and paste here. Yes. and finally call. Approve, and we added address, and we can see it here. Also we can see that we already mint 3 images, 3 NFTs. It's because it started from 1, not 0. And also let's mint it by a typical user. So I want 1 NFT, and if we check here price for pre-sale, it's about half of Aptos, I don't know, and mint price without whitelist is 1 Aptos, but probably not. Okay, let's mint. No, let's mint, and we see that sale not started. So we need firstly to start our mint. So resume mint, call, yes, and switch account second, and mint script. We see the amount of cost of this transaction, confirm, minted token, it's this like NFT, oh no, yeah, this token we minted, and if we switch account, we see that it was a custom call, and this is the money we received from our second account. So now Aptos is more than where before we minted from second account. And I think this is end. So I think it's the end. So thank you for watching this tutorial. If you have some questions, write comments or DM me in Telegram. Also put likes and subscribe for more videos. The next video I'm going to do is connect all it on front end.